Hi everyone, this is YVR. Welcome to YVR Maths Tutorial. In this video, I am going to discuss about the concept of antiderivative or primitive from the chapter integration. This is very important concept to understand the meaning of integration. To understand the concept easily, watch this video till the end. Let's begin our class with the concept of antiderivative. Before going to define the definition of antiderivative, I will give you some introduction. In the chapter on differentiation, we have learned how to find the derivative of a real function. Based on that concept, see this equation. D by dx of capital F of x is equal to small f of x for all x belongs to I. What is the meaning of this? The derivative of the function capital F is small f for every x belongs to I. That means small f of x is the derivative of the function capital F of x. This concept you have learned already in the chapter differentiation. Now, after observing this equation, some questions will arise naturally. So what are the questions? If you observe here, the derivative of capital F of x is small f of x. Suppose given the derivative of a function capital F on an interval I, then my first question is it possible to determine the function f? If it is possible, is it unique or infinite? I will repeat, try to understand. The derivative of capital F of x is equal to small f of x for all x belongs to I. That means small f of x is the derivative of capital F of x. What I am saying here, given the derivative of a function f on an interval I, is it possible to determine the function f? If it is possible, is it unique? So we have two questions here. I will give the clarity about these two questions. Suppose if it exists, such a function is said to be an antiderivative. What I said here? If capital F exists, such a function is said to be an antiderivative. The word antiderivative will leads to the concept of indefinite integrals and definite integrals, and the process of integration as the inverse process of differentiation. How this antiderivative word will leads to indefinite integrals and definite integrals? I will explain you clearly about this also. Now, based on this introduction, I will define the definition of antiderivative of a real function on an interval I. Here you may get one doubt. What is I? I is any subset of real number set. See the definition of primitive or antiderivative. Let small f be a real function defined on an interval I. If there exists a function capital F on I such that d by dx of capital F of x is equal to small f of x for all x belongs to I, then the function capital F is called an antiderivative or primitive of small f on I. What I said here, if there exists a function capital F, then the function f is called an antiderivative or primitive. If there exists no such function on I, then what we will say? If there exists no such function on I, then f of x has no antiderivative on I or no primitive on I. In introduction, we got two doubts. The first one is, if you know the derivative of the function capital F, is it possible to determine f? This is our first question. For this question, what is the answer now? The function will exist or not? Obviously, the answer is yes. Now, we will discuss about second question. What is our second question? If it exists, is it unique or infinite? I will give you the answer for this question by taking some example. First example, d by dx of sin x is equal to cos x for all x belongs to R. This you have learned in differentiation. From this what you can say? Cos x is the derivative of sin x on R, and according to the previous discussion, that means according to the definition of antiderivative, what you can say? Sin x is an antiderivative or primitive of cos x on same interval R. Observe carefully, cos x is the derivative of sin x and sin x is the antiderivative of cos x. I will take one more example. D by dx of sin x plus c is equal to cos x. For any arbitrary constant c belongs to R, for all x belongs to R, where c is an arbitrary constant which is nothing but a real number. If you observe this, cos x is the derivative of sin x plus c. Because here c is the constant derivative is 0 and sin x derivative is cos x. So that's why cos x is the derivative of sin x on R. By the definition of antiderivative, what you can say? This sin x plus c is an antiderivative or a primitive of cos x on R for all c belongs to R, where c is any arbitrary constant. Suppose if c is equal to 2, then what is the derivative of sin x plus 2? Cos x only. Suppose if we change the arbitrary constant value, what you will get the derivative of that function? Obviously, you will get cos x only. That means sin x plus 1 derivative cos x, sin x plus 2 derivative cos x, sin x minus 3 derivative cos x, sin x plus a derivative cos x. Like that, instead of arbitrary constant, in c place, if you take any arbitrary constant, the derivative is cos x only. That's why sin x plus 1 or sin x plus 2 or sin x plus a or sin x plus t, these all antiderivatives or primitives of cos x only. So, by observing these two examples, by using the first example, the primitive or antiderivative of cos x is sin x. By observing the second example, the primitive or antiderivative of cos x is sin x plus c. So, for the function cos x, we have different types of antiderivatives. That different types of antiderivatives, how many antiderivatives we have? Infinite number of antiderivatives, because here c is an arbitrary constant. If we are changing an arbitrary constant, the function will become changed. That's why for the function cos x, we have infinite number of antiderivatives. By observing these two examples, what we can say? If capital F is an antiderivative of small f, then capital F plus c is also an antiderivative of f, where c is an arbitrary constant. Now, what is the conclusion? The conclusion is the antiderivative of a function, if exists, is not unique. There exists infinitely many antiderivatives for a given function small f. Now we got answer for second question also. What is the answer? The antiderivatives are not unique. It is infinite. Based on this discussion, I will give you the definition of indefinite integral. Let f is mapping from I to R be a function and capital F be an antiderivative of a small f on the interval I. Then for any real number c, f plus c is called an indefinite integral of a small f on I. That means f be a function, then the family of all its primitives or antiderivatives is called indefinite integral of f. Generally, it is denoted by integral f of x dx. Read it as integral f of x dx. Observe carefully, I will write this definition mathematically. D by dx of capital F of x is equal to small f of x for all x belongs to I. That implies integral f of x dx is equal to f of x plus c, where c is an arbitrary constant. Here, the symbol integral f of x dx represents the set of all antiderivatives of f. Now, I will describe you about the symbol integral f of x dx. Here, f of x is called integrand, dx is called element of integration or differential of x. And this symbol is an elongated s is called the integral symbol. If we elongate the letter s, we will get this symbol. And finally, The variable x is called variable of integration. The process of finding the indefinite integral of a function is called integration, where c is called constant of integration. This is the introduction about integration. I hope you understand. In the next video, we will discuss some important properties on integration. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, subscribe and share to your friends. Thank you.